Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, Text 1. Sri Rajo Vacha Nisamya Deva Svabhatu Tavarnitam Pratyaha Kimtan Apidharma Raja Evam Hatajno Vihatan Lurarer Naedesikir Yasya Vasijano Yam. The noble king said, after hearing the light being and his servants and their statements, he replied unto them, questioning also the king of the social order, and thus the order was foiled and they were defeated by the order carriers of Murare. I don't remember what that term means exactly, of whom they were under subjugation, just as all the people of that realm. And remember, Jana, Ha, Tapaha, Mahaha, there's talk about the 7 heavens, you could say. And so he was asking, it's like, how were you defeated? It's like, well, there's higher orders, and we didn't get the higher orders. Text 2. Yamasya devasya na danda banga kutaschanarsha sruta purva asit etanune brschate loka samsayam nahitvad anya iteme finischitam. Of death, light being, it was not the breaking of the order from anywhere, a great sage, as heard before. This was a great sage, that which can eradicate the doubt of the people in the world, and certainly not anyone other than you, than by me, has concluded. So this was unheard of, and they were confused about it. And it seems like it was never the case, and there was only one person who could explain that. Text 3. Sri Sukha Uvacha Bhagavat Purushaya Vrajan Yamya Pratehato Yamah Patim Vijnapayam Masur Yamam Samyamani Patim. The noble Sukha said, by the order carriers of the Supreme Personality of God, the Vishnu Dutas, O King, the order carriers of death were those whose order was defeated, as their master was informed in the city of Samyamani. Okay, they approached their spiritual master in the city of Samyamani to find out about this. Well, ultimately, destruction and preservation are under the control of the Supreme Personality of God. Text 4. Yamaduta achu kate santiha sastaro jiva lokasya vae prabho trahe vidyam kurvata karma palabivyakte hetava. The order carriers of death said, questioning how many there were in this that are controllers or rulers in the world with material bodies. Certainly, O Master, under the three modes of material nature, they perform activity with results and they manifest causes. Well, the jiva is referred to as more than just in the material body, but you have the idea of beings that will be in a material body, and perhaps that word is limited to that, because the material bodies are not the beings themselves, of course. Text 5. Yades yurbahavo luke sastaro danda darinna kasya syatam nava kasya martyus chamratam evava. If there are many in this world who are rulers or controllers that punish the sinful, of whom there may be are not of whom distress or unhappiness. And certainly there'll be either. Okay, so things have to be addressed or the punishment can fall on everybody. That's why when a deed becomes acceptable in society that's not right, then the punishment can befall the society as a result. Text 6. Kentu sastar bahut vesyad bahunam meha karminam sastratavam upacharohe yatha mandala vartinam. But the governors and judges, in the plurality, there may be many in this world, and persons that perform actions to manage departments of administration, indeed just like that of the department heads. And primates in particular have patriarchal hierarchy. And that's just natural. Why not try to distort this? Well, this is a natural order of things, and it's necessary, and it provides a balance in society. Text 7. Atastavam eko bhutanam sasvaranam avisvara sasta danda daro nirnam subha vivechana. As such, one of you, of the living beings, including the controlling beings, the supreme beings, the supreme ruler, the supreme administrator of punishment of human society, who discriminates between what is auspicious and inauspicious. So, no matter what the order is, there's always a being of the creation. There's always something higher than that. But it's fitting that on the lower orders there is, those whose judgment or control is the rightful situation. Doesn't mean you lord over people or that sort of thing, but because certainly when you have control, you have responsibility. Text 8. Tasya te veheto dando naluke vartate duna chaturbir adbhutaya siddhayir ajnate vipralambita. Of the influence that you ordained as punishment, it's not within the world that exists now by the four very wonderful, perfect beings, and by the order of yours that surpassed. So the four beings that came to Ajamala saved him from what seemed like it was the order, but a higher order came in, kind of like the governor issuing a pardon. And no matter how wrong the judgment is, people can't rely on the governors issuing pardons and way stays and, that sort of thing. Text 9. Diyamanam dhavaresad asma biryatana grahan vyamuchayan patakinam pasan prasahya te. And prasahya means by force. So they brought us by your order to the torture chambers and then released the sinful, cutting the ropes. Well, they cut the ropes by force. And text 10. Tamste vedetum michamo yareno manyasa kshamam narayanete abhete mabayirete ayayur drutam. About them, from you, we wish to know. For us, may you think us suitable. That thus the uttering of deity of the boundaries, don't fear, and thus they arrived very soon. Okay, so because he said that name, Ajalama heard, don't fear, don't fear. And they showed up quick. Text 11. Sri Badarayana Vacha Ite Deva Saprashta Praja Samyamano Yamma Prita Svadutan Pratyaha Smaran Param Bujam Hareh. The noble Badarayana said, thus, the light being questioned, Death, who controls the living entities, was pleased, and his servants replied, remembering the lotus feet of the supreme potency. Text 12. Yama uvacha paromaranyo jagatastasthusascha utam protam patabad yatra visvam yaram satosya svete janma nasa nase utavadyasya vasecha luka. Death replied, "Superior to me is another over all the moving things, over the non-moving things, and crosswise, lengthwise, like a woven cloth, in whom is the cosmic manifestation." We are in God, right? "Of whom comes forth the partial expansions." So God is in us. "Of this universe is the maintenance, the creation, and the annihilation, and has the nose like a rope under the control as the whole world." And that goes for any world. The Skanda Purana has Yatha Kanta Pata Sutra Ota Protas Chasta Stheta Evam Vishnav Edam Vistvam Utam Protam Cha Samsatitam, like pairs of threads, horizontal and vertical, of which a quilt is manufactured. The Supreme Maintainer is situated as the vertical and the horizontal, as the cosmic manifestation. And to make clearer that all dimensions are included, at least the three-dimension ones, of course more is implied, but on this sphere, we would say depth, but text 13. Yo nama birvache janam nijayam badnate tantryam eva dhamma birgah yasmaye balim ta inne nama karma nibanda badaschakita vahante. He who, by using the different names in the Vedic language, all people emanated from himself, he binds them like a rope by cords to bowls, unto whom is a small presentation of taxes. We don't have much to do relatively, or anything we could do doesn't really make up for it, but God only asks for a little bit out of comparatively. And these names and different activities are obligations that they're bound to, and they very fearfully carry them out. Now, love, hate, fear, and hope are certainly important things. You should do them because it's good in itself, and you're just trying to have God consciousness regardless. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 13. Atah Pumber Dividja Srashta Varnasrama Vibhagasa Svanushthetasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Hare Toshanam. Best of the twice-born, not just your physical birth, but your initiation and your spiritual experience. It is therefore concluded that the best perfection is to give up mere prescribed duties according to your societal ranks and orders, and please the potency of God.